Hello, grocery shoppers. It is Coupon Overflow here today, and I am here with a zone shopping video once again. Wanted to stock up my pantry, wanted to do all things sides. So, sides is something that is kind of hard to, keep in your pantry, keep in your kitchen, keep stocked up. I have noticed that, if you eat dinner every single day, you're probably going to have a side with your dinner, your meat, your side, and your veggie, or you can double up on your veggies. But for me, having an autistic child who likes to eat the same things over and over again, wanted to stock up on side items as something that he has come to expect with his dinner. So I did start out with a $50 budget. So I got online for Walmart, did their pickup, and just did a pickup, including my $50 budget of sides. So wanted to stick to a certain price point, wanted to find items around the dollar price point, and I did pretty much that. Also looked on Ibotta to see if I could find any deals associated with sides, and I did find a few of them. So if you're interested in my haul, please stick around. So I have begun to make zone shopping a regular part of my shopping chores and activities that I do bi-weekly, every month, once a week, etc. I find that this is a good way to buy in bulk if you don't want to go to the bulk stores such as a Sam's, Costco, etc. I like shopping in this manner. It's another alternative way to stock up on items in your pantry, in your food storage system, in your kitchen, etc. I picked up these 4 packs of royal rice. Now this is the type that you kind of put in the microwave for 90 seconds. Very convenient, very quick way to get dinner on the table in a fast manner. This is also really good for meal prep situations. I do meal prep from time to time for my lunches during the day. And so these royal rices, they were priced at $1.67 each. And Ibotta also was giving us back 25 cents on each. So I got back $1 in total from Ibotta. So Ibotta's pretty much like a reverse coupon where you get reimbursed back for the credit versus going in the store with a paper manufacturer's coupon or a digital coupon. So I can appreciate getting that $1 back because I save all of my Ibotta earnings and I put those towards my mortgage principal. So any way that I can save, any way that I can maximize the dollar bill, that is what I pretty much like to do. My grandma always said there's more than one way to skin a cat, and I definitely feel that way when it comes to grocery shopping and saving money and etc. There's more than one way to do it. You have to find the system, the methodology that works best for you. And in my case, I have found that zone shopping, so just concentrating on a particular product type, set of products, etc. So in this case, sides for dinner, then stocking up on that, concentrating only on those, I feel like is a good way to keep me out of the store as much. Also a good way to cut down on my stress and anxiety by constantly buying the same thing over and over on each trip. I can just buy it kind of in one whop, so to speak, and I may not have to buy rice for another 3 months. May not have to buy it for another 6 months. And in some cases, don't even have to buy it for a whole year. Next, I picked up a value pack of the mac and cheese, and one box of this can go pretty long as far as stretching it. So normally what I will do is I will cook one box for dinner. We will eat half of it, and then I will freeze the other half in restaurant cups. And so whenever we need a side of mac and cheese, we can just kind of pull one from the freezer, put it in the microwave, and it's a quick way to get a side without having to spend extra time at the stove when you have a hungry little one waiting on dinner. When is dinner going to be ready, Mom? Then you can get it a lot faster on the table for them. So this was priced at $4.88. Not too bad of a price, almost like getting it for $1 a box. And then Ibotta was giving us back 50 cents for picking up one of these. So I got a little bit of savings there, and every little cent counts in my book. So next I picked up 12 boxes of the pastaroni. They were priced at $1.38 per box. Not a bad price at all when you consider a dinner side. You know, it's a pretty good price, so I wanted to stock up on it for that reason. 12 boxes at $1.38 would be $16.56. Didn't mind paying that when I spread it across the amount of dinners that I'm going to be able to make out of this. You can throw veggies in these as well. So if you had a can of sweet peas, which we do quite a bit, we will throw some sweet peas in there, and that's a quick and easy way to get both a veggie and a carb, you know, with our meat for dinner. Didn't have any coupons, but I felt like this was a good deal overall and a good way to spend a good chunk of the budget. So next up is the rice-a-roni. Didn't get too many boxes of these because we had a few on hand already from the last haul that I did. So I bought about 10 boxes of wild rice since that's my son's favorite. Had about 10 boxes of those. Have probably about 2 or 3 boxes left still in the pantry. So I just picked up another 7. And these were costing $1.48. Times 7 would be $10.36. I feel like that was an okay price spread across 7 dinners is how I'm looking at that. And this entire haul pretty much stuck within my $50 budget. The total came out to be $53.80. So I feel like overall I got a pretty good deal. So next up, I picked up a few bags of the Knorr pasta and rice sizes. Now these were the cheapest of all. They were $1.34 each, minus the value size in the back. I had to substitute a certain flavor because they didn't have that one in the regular size, so that one was $1.97. But nevertheless, overall the total cost for these was $11.35. But again, when you spread it across several dinners, I think that that's a great price, you know, when you consider how many dinners you're going to be able to get out of this. When you buy packages like this, and when you buy a pretty good amount of them, you have to get clever with how you're going to be able to store them. Even if you have a large pantry, which I don't, you have to kind of pay attention to how they get stored. And so I'll share my pantry with you to figure out how I'm going to fit all of this into my small closet pantry. So the very last item that I picked up was a twin pack of the Suddenly pasta salad in the classic flavoring. This was costing $3.97. Not a bad price at all. And so I want to take you now into my small pantry so that we can determine how a bulk size shopping trip such as this one can affect you, especially if you have a small pantry. So for me, I've already tried to make some space by pushing some items to the back. And I just have some little trays in here that used to have ready-made ribs in them. So I just kind of saved that plastic tray that they came in. And it kind of helped my packages of rice and pasta not fall over because they are kind of neatly contained in that thing there. And so I'm taking advantage of wall space as well. This pantry was made, you know, a lot smaller due to the previous homeowner wanting to bring in the washer and dryer from the garage, place it in the kitchen. And so I had to kind of, you know, give up the pantry space for that reason. So it's a little tight in here, but I do try to make it work. I have placed some Dollar Tree shower caddies on the wall to catch some of the rice on the sides there. So those packages kind of squeeze in there pretty good, and I can still see what I have. And so let's go ahead and try to fit the rest of the rice and pasta dishes on the shelf. So I have these 12 boxes of the pastaroni stacked back there on the shelf, and I think that this is going to be the best approach to maximize the vertical space. And I do have a deep pantry shelf here, so I'm trying to pack it back and pack it up, if that makes sense. Decided to do the same thing with the rice-a-roni, just kind of pack it next to the pasta-roni there. Decided to stick all of the Knorr pasta sides into the little containers, plastic containers here. Decided to place the mac and cheese using the shower containers on the wall. And the last item that I have here is just this box of Suddenly pasta salad that I'm going to stick down at the bottom of the pantry, and that's going to be it. So I have that pasta there down at the bottom of the pantry. Wanted to leave some space in the front of these boxes because I do have jars of rice that I use on a regular basis. So large jars of regular white rice. So I have placed those back on the shelf, and everything is neatly contained. I can see everything and I can easily get to everything, despite the fact that I have a very small space to work with and a lot of product. So again, you just have to find out what works for you, what works best for your household and your family, and get to it. Get to feeding your family, get to watching out for them ahead of time, and getting to planning and saving money, prosperous and living in abundance. Hence the channel name, Coupon Overflow. Find a way to make your pantry overflow and your purse strings as well. Want to take this time to say thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you then.